Hello and good afternoon. I'm Dee Simmons, welcoming you into this 20th anniversary show of Hot Shot. Not quite center court. Decided to switch up the location this year, sitting poolside. Alongside me is the commissioner, Joe Sutton. We'll jump into some different things that we have looking forward to this year, divisions and teams, go through the 16-team bracket. But more importantly, Joe, just want to start getting ready for the 20th show. I mean, the 20th tournament. What kind of emotions you have, going into this show? The hype and the buildup, I think, is as great as it's ever been for a hot shot. And, I'm wondering how this building's going to be able to handle everyone, because I'm feeling, a big wave for this tournament. Talk to me about your emotions right now, building up to this day.
Emotions, as always, are riding really high. I mean, this year specifically because it's the 20th year. Looking back on 20 years, really, it was more than 20 years because we took 2 years off in the middle, one with COVID, one other year. So it's been 22 years since we started this thing. And to look back and look at the pictures over the years, like the nostalgia is at an all-time high. And we're just as excited as ever. I mean, I think it's going to be a great day, like you said. We had people texting us for seats from May. We had people calling for teams from March. There's the hype around the community. You could just hear the chatter. This thing has become bigger than anything I could ever imagined, and we're psyched.
Yeah, and I think also, at least for me, I got lucky that the rain had happened.
Yes,
and,
I wanted to mention that also.
The 2 weeks. But I think also now having an extra 2 weeks,
For sure.
which I think, is a blessing, being that some of the other factors happen now with the meet and all those other things that, make the tournament better for some of the viewers. But yeah, no, I think also the extra 2 week build-up's a big factor. And
it was very helpful. I mean, we're not looking to postpone the tournament. It was the second year in a row that we did. But I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I couldn't have used those 2 weeks. It was really helpful for me in a lot of ways. I didn't feel like I was ready for the tournament. Half of it was because I thought it was going to rain, so I didn't do all the things in the back of my mind. But really, the 2 weeks were very helpful, and it's going to lead up to an even better product on Sunday.
Talk to me. As far as last year, are all those things around in terms of will the scoreboard be back?
Yes.
Will all the back bleachers behind the court will be the same,
Back.
and on the sides everything else will be the same?
And now we could have music during layup lines or like during warm-up time.
So there'll be a DJ at center
There'll
court?
be pump-up music. Like
where will the DJ
think
be
of
based?
Iris. What's that song? The Chicago Bulls song. Think of that playing now pre-finals.
Where will the DJ be based? Will he be over here in the booth? Or?
We have a DJ for dodgeball live all day, and then we have a sound system by the court. I don't think we need a DJ because it's like one or two songs between. So I just got to make a playlist of like pump-up music pregame.
Right. That's interesting.
But that'll add a little bit to the drama.
And all the seats have been sold?
I think we have like 8 seats left.
Right.
And we've always pretty much sold out, but like a lot of them are sold day of. This is like pre-sellout. Really insane.
Right. Yeah, no, I think just based off some of the recent feedback I've been getting, even just the younger generation reaching out and getting pumped up. But talk to me. Interesting field. A lot of things got shifted around within the 2 week.
Yep.
Some of the pros, some of the cons. You mentioned you weren't ready, but now you lose some of the players
Definitely.
that weren't involved, from the original field.
A couple of big losses.
Yeah, absolutely. So talk to me about the 16-team field. And then we'll get into some divisional breakdowns and some interesting storylines moving into the tournament.
So like you said, 2 weeks ago, I think the teams at currently, when they were constituted at 2 weeks ago, were as even as I've ever seen in the tournament. The divisions that I had set up, that I hadn't established, that I hadn't publicized, were also as even as you can imagine. And losing Beaton, who's top 5 player in the entire tournament, really threw a wrench in a lot of things. We were close to replacing him with almost like replacement level talent, but we weren't able to. So that sort of threw a wrench in things. There's still a very, very balanced tournament. I think there are 12 teams that I can tell you are are championship contenders, and the other 4 teams could still win on the best day, but like there are still 12 teams in my mind that are contenders that can beat any team on any day and lose to any team on any day. So it's very balanced, and the divisions are interesting, to say the least.
Yeah, let's get into some things here. Usually I start here, but I'll shoot over to 91 Ocean. Leading in that division. Probably looking at the favorite. You got Gwindy's team over there?
Yeah, I love Gwindy's team. I think he does really well with a guy who can roll really well like Asher Malamed. I think Asher Malamed maybe is the best pick and roll roller in the entire tournament.
Yeah,
out of any big man.
He's really, and he can shoot it. He could also shoot it.
He could hit the jumper. You cannot leave him open. But when he's rolling, he has a beautiful 1-2 finish layup, and
he's a complete big.
He's a complete big, and he's a very good complement for a guy like Gwindy. When they have to push up and double that high pick, and he'll be able to roll, I think that's a great fit for him. That team is the easy favorite on that court. Gwindy owes me like dinner one day because my good friend Gwindy, I guess I was feeling good about him.
And what's your most interesting storyline on that court?
Any
sleeper?
By far, you know what I'm going to say. Eddie G, Sal Fallis. I think everybody's rooting for those guys. The return of, in my opinion, the number 1 talent we've ever had in this community, Eddie G. Gindy.
I second that.
Second it. For all the young guys who haven't seen him play yet, hopefully he has even a fraction of what he used to have, because nobody makes a crowd go wild like Eddie G. No one. So as a commissioner, I'm hoping that team makes it to the main court, because I think that's going to be box office, and I think that's going to be a great, great vibe for the court.
I agree. I mean, as long as he can breathe and get up and down the court,
Ed,
I think he'll be fine at the end.
Rumor is that these muscle men, these meatheads on his team, Sal Fallis, Richard Ajmi, and Joe Sett, have been keeping him in shape, keeping him in bubble wrap.
Is that team only gym strong?
Well, I'll tell you another thing that I didn't even realize when I was making the divisions. Putting them on Dolphin court, which is a very hard court to score on, definitely caters
and
to
also
their
getting up and down.
Yeah, definitely caters to their strengths, which is bodying up on defense, being very physical on defense. I think on a court like that, they can win a lot of games that don't make it to 21, that end in 20 minutes, because they're going to be very physical with whoever they have, and the court's very hard to score on to begin with.
Right, absolutely. So that's your sleeper in that division.
By the way, those guys, I sat with them, I don't know, a month and a half ago when they had first asked me to make a team.
They all play with each other.
They are super confident that they are the team to beat in the tournament.
Yeah, they have a lot of camaraderie, too.
And ask me how they play when they play ball. Ask me. They play threes.
Right.
They haven't played fives. They don't play fives.
That's amazing. Yes, they play
but
sad.
They
have
are
a lot of
super
they play with each
confident,
other.
and they're gonna have a fan club following them wherever they go.
Yeah,
literally,
if they can get here.
No, even on their
Correct,
first court,
they'll definitely have it. Obviously, to a minimal degree.
If it makes it here,
yeah.
My goodness.
You might have like old vets come out,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've been speaking to all my contemporaries, because they're our contemporaries. All my contemporaries are texting me, where's G going to be? Where's Sal Fallis going to be? I want to go to that court. Put them on the main court in the regular season. I want to be on that court. Yeah. So it's
no, that's
going to be fun.
Storyline. That really is. I'm excited to see that. Okay, moving over. Talk to me at the Adis court. Where's that, on Larchwood?
Yep, Larchwood. 127.
There's a lot of young talent on that court.
Yes.
We'll start with probably, I hope they live up to my billing on this team, but I really see them as like a top 2-3 to contender to win this whole tournament. Is the Hassoun Keita team.
Keita team.
With El Dweck, Hassoun Keita, Sammy Levy's very underrated.
Sammy Levy's hurt.
Athletic. He's out. So who filled that spot?
He got hurt last night. So Jacob Zakai.
Oh, he's a good player too. not as athletic per se, but very solid, good player. And then their fifth was what, Alfax?
Yeah.
Right, that's a very good team. Okay, the similar guy they filled. I like that. That's a very good team.
Yep.
Very good team.
Yeah, so
You
listen,
know.
you have two champions in Keita and Hassoun. And then you have Elliot Dweck, who
Trying to find his own path.
he's
without his
actually,
brother.
no, you have three champions. Elliot Dweck is a defending champion,
Correct.
but with his brother.
Correct.
He led a team 2 years
Not
ago.
to say he was a huge piece on
No,
that
of
team.
course,
yeah.
but his brother was the leader. He led a team 2 years ago to the semifinals against the Slippers.
Correct. He
Played
was
great that
on
day.
that blue team.
Yep.
Yep.
But now it's his time to lead. And we're going to see. I think they have all the talent to win it, obviously. You have Keita, Elliot Dweck, and an MVP in Hassoun. The question is if their lack of a vet is going to show itself
Right.
at any point in time when things are getting tight. Who's the leader? Who's going to keep them calm or keep them in check? That would be my only question mark there. But I
Right.
love the team.
Sometimes when a team's so together, that might, amongst five,
Yeah, Slippers.
The individual, correct. The individual
Yeah.
per se doesn't matter as much in terms of a functioning leader because they all get it.
True.
But yeah, no, I like that team a lot. I think that team's interesting. What else we got on that bracket? Over
So
there
we
for
got
that team?
Mike Nakin's team.
Mike.
We got Doliak's team, Mike Mann. And then we got the gold medalist, Steve.
That's a good. That's a good division. That's a good division.
Yeah.
You know, I like those young guns. You know, I wish Joe Beebe was playing with them. But regardless, Jack Catan being the vet, steady leader, Eli Brow, top scorer. You know, Bruce
Top scorer.
hits a shot of a lifetime to win Maccabi gold. So I like that team a lot. And then they got two bigs with Liad and Bobby, 6'4", 6'3".
And I believe they have a coach. Who's the coach?
Yeah, and I'll be coaching them all morning, you know, and obviously how competitive I am. So I'm hoping that we're here playing at center court with that young team. So I think that's obviously that's the most interesting, you know, developing story.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really, really competitive
But
court.
the three, because like
Yeah.
you said, the three big led teams are monsters. You know?
Monsters.
The Mike Doliak team, it feels like it has, you know, a wealth of lefties. Every one of that team's a lefty. What is
Yeah.
it? Roditi,
Towel,
Towel.
Tajadi. Yeah.
And who else? Arazi's
Kevin
on that
had it now. Razi's away.
team? Oh, Arazi with Kevin had. That's an excellent team. You know, and then
Excellent.
you have
Very good defensively.
yeah.
No big per se, but
long,
like
athletic. Could switch.
athletic, long, really get in your face defenders.
Lot of
That's not going to be
switchability.
easy to score on. I think Mike Mann has a lot he wants to prove. He went to the finals last year. He was, I think, the best player in the tournament last year. He was
He was
fabulous.
Out. He was lights out.
He was so good.
They played what, that boxing one or whatever.
Yep, the boxing one got him. His own
Yeah.
brother guarded him in the boxing one, and it took him by surprise. By the time he was able to adjust, he was already too late.
To his
But-
credit, nobody hit a shot on the
No.
team. Not one guy per se, just
Yeah,
nobody.
no,
on
there
the
was no
team.
legs. They
No,
had
no
guys. I
legs.
remember Richie missing a few, another guy missing a few.
They couldn't buy a shot.
Yes, to his credit.
They hit two shots, maybe they come out of that box.
Mike, in this setting, where he's, you know, it's not easy to score in this setting. It's very physical. It's you're very tired late in the day. When you have an ISO player like Mike
It suits him.
that can get buckets, it's a major advantage in this.
And
I
score
think-
through contact.
Oh, through contact, he hits the step back, he gets in the lane, he finishes a ball. He's just, you know, he got the complete package. But he's had a very, very tough year in TNL. Didn't make the playoffs both seasons again. And Mike,
Since he's won in TNL, he really hasn't won.
he made the playoffs one time.
Right. Right. But getting to a final last year, he showed his value.
Oh.
What he does, you know.
Absolutely. I think he's. I don't have to exhaust.
And then we talked about the Nakin, Yoni. That team
Cute
is,
team.
is pretty good. I mean, obviously that really they have enough pieces around the big two that
Well, they have a big man, Matan.
yeah, they have Matan, they have Yoni, obviously, and Nakin.
Yeah.
They have enough pieces, and then what, David as well.
David and Moseri is going to have to run the point on
Yeah.
this team. I didn't realize, but that's going
They
to be
got
a
a lot
big
of
job
size.
for him.
A lot of size.
They are. They're big.
Yeah, very
They're
big team.
big.
But as far as Yoni and Mike Nat, they have enough talent between those two that you expect that team to be here at least in a quarterfinal playing
Definitely.
and competing. You know,
That's
that's a good
their-
division. That's a really competitive
Really,
division.
yeah.
That's my favorite division personally. Is that one? And then let's switch over and come. You got two more left. You have 54 Roosevelt. We'll get to last. Give me the third division on that
The
set.
Court
we
of
went
Death.
through. Right. Recorded right, and then we'll get to your home court.
I'm getting a lot of flack for the Court of Death.
Yeah, that is a pretty stacked division.
140 Park Avenue.
We'll start at the top.
Yep.
You know, you're saying that you think it's the best Lifer team. I think the Braha team with him could contend for that.
Yep. And our
But-
team that lost to the Slippers was pretty good.
Yes, it was. So I think he's had a few, and I think this team would be right there. But yeah, the Lifer team is great. You know, you have a lot of hungry players on that team. I think they just got an addition. You know, for that team per se, I don't know if they needed an extra defender as well as Bijou defense and this and that. Like I think a shooter now, the fact that you can't pinch the lane as much with Ali shooting,
It's a big deal.
sort of helps them a little bit.
Jacob Bijou, as he's a dog.
Yeah.
He's your brother-in-law, right?
Yeah.
He's a dog, and he was going to be their primary on-ball defender, but he's not known for his shooting, you know. So the way to
They
beat
lose
Lifer,
the value there, but
the way to beat Lifer was, all right, you could help off Bijou if you need to. Now they have Ali Greenstein, who could spread the floor. You really can't leave him. He's a good shooter. Makes it way more difficult to defend him.
on the flip side to that, it probably
They don't have that primary on-ball defender.
They do in one regard.
Mark.
Mark can depart a little, but now all of a sudden he's gonna have to guard all day. So
You're
what
asking a
is he thinking?
36-year-old
He's not gonna be able to make it all day guarding primary.
at
They'll have
6
to move
p.m. to
Ali
guard
G.
Teddy Cohen.
They'll
It's
have
just,
to move Ali G or maybe
Yeah.
play a little zone with Life.
Yeah. Listen, Lifer masks a lot of deficiencies on defense. I just played with him. We had a really good defensive team in TNL with him, but I mean, you really could play. It makes your defense even better because you know that there's a guy behind you that's just gonna be there for you, a policeman that's gonna be there waiting, and then you know he's gonna get every single rebound.
Absolutely.
So you really have to just guard the line, get up on guys, and it makes your
Hard
mindset as a
closeouts.
defender, you get to be more aggressive.
For sure.
And then all of a sudden you realize, like, wow, I can even guard this guy without Gabe behind me, but I'm always worried about him getting by me, but I really could guard him even without Gabe behind me. It's like a double
Right.
It's like a double effect.
It helps psychology-wise. Yeah.
So having
Interesting.
Gabe behind you is like a dream. I told you, like, I just played 6 months with him in TNL. A dream. That team is my favorite to win the whole tournament.
Right.
It is because they have the best player in the tournament. They have Gabe.
But you also mentioned you have questions regarding their endurance, Jamie and Mark.
I think their biggest question mark is Jamie and Mark's ability to make it through the day. They still play at an extremely, extremely high level in league, which is a air-conditioned 1 hour situation. But to make it through a full day is going to be really hard for them. I mean, Jamie, the ageless wonder, he's 43 years old. He's
Right.
been fasting since Tisha B'Av, by the way. I think he's still fasting. He's trying to drain his whole body, cleanse it, to get himself ready. He says that this is a big deal for him. I mean, he's as hungry as ever. He's never won a hot shot. He's won everything else there is to win. Gabe has never won a hot shot, so don't discount the hunger.
If you can't win with Life, or when are you going to win? You know?
Yeah. I should
So-
add with that. Everybody's going to say Gabe never won a hot shot, and he has never won a hot shot. And it's something that there is a demon there, for sure. But he just played with Syrians for the last 5 months. He knows how they play. He knows their tendencies. He knows scout. He's not being blindsided by anything
Right.
anymore.
Right.
You know? There's a
Right.
familiarity level that he has now that he's never had.
Right, true.
That
Good point.
may give him a little bit more comfort.
Right, that's a good point. That's very true in terms of he had a guard in certain
Yeah.
games and such. Let me ask you, who else in that court?
So you have Jackie Haber, Teddy Cohen, Al Nisri, and then you have, why am I blanking? Why am I blanking?
You have
Modi.
Modi, yeah.
I blink on that.
Modi and who else?
Modi. And then you have Oren Batesh's team.
Right.
So this is a loaded, beyond loaded. It's sad that one of these teams is not going to make the playoffs.
So
because they're all playoff teams.
Modi's team, talk to me. He's got
Very different team than years past. Like
Right.
Modi usually has Modi players on his team. These aren't necessarily the most Modi type players. Moses Smecki is not a Modi system player. That guy needs the ball in his hand. He likes to shoot a lot.
Absolutely.
He has a quick trigger. Eli Braha, who played his best day of basketball that I've ever seen him play last year with Modi and Hot Shot, is still not your typical Modi player.
Then he has Erwin Azar.
Then
and
Irwin, and then he has Dovey Hoffman.
Dovey. He has one big. Right?
Yeah,
He's got the big.
he actually had Asher Malamed after a full year of TNL playing with him, and he asked Asher, he's like, maybe we should just split up. Like they were together for the first
Right.
month before the tournament, and then they broke up, and he brought Dovey in.
Yeah, but that's an excellent team. I like that team.
Yeah.
You're right. In the most sense, it might not be traditional, but at the same time, he's got some shooting there all around.
Yeah.
A lot of different pieces that could shoot the ball.
Mo D claims he's not as motivated as past years. He just had his baby, and he has different priorities now.
Yeah, I'll check with him on
Yeah.
that.
Let's see on Sunday when he gets on the court. Let's see.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's a good team. And then as well as the Tico team. I mean, there was a
Yeah.
lot of rumors, he was going to be traveling. He was going to Mallorca, one of a good friend's bachelor party. But now, 72 hours, there was an emotional phone call, between him and his good friend,
Sure,
Jacob
it wasn't easy.
Bijou. But Teddy Tico Cohen will be live here at center court. We're hoping at least he'll be live at center court.
Let's see.
But he's shown his mettle here in the past. So you have him, Jackie Haber, Nasseri, sort of the big three.
Those three just won the Lev Avi
Yes, I
together.
was just going to mention that. They won the Lev Avi, and then they added the big and Steve Miz,
Uh-huh.
and they added a tennis player who some people say, I know you're laughing because
It's a dubious selection for them. But
yeah.
let's see.
So yeah, that's funny. But I like that team. Of course, you have the big three. Jackie Haber is just special. All the superlatives have been exhausted on him time in and time out.
Yep.
But I think, and then Tico, everybody knows, hardest worker out there.
Mm-hmm.
Nasseri, could he maybe take another leap with that team? But that's a special team. That division is just absolutely loaded.
Yep.
And then the other team you mentioned, Oren's team, which, this kid Aiden can really handle the rock. He could play.
I'm hearing good things about this kid.
Yeah,
You shall
and
have
what's the other guy's name? Doran?
Dothan?
Dothan, or must be a nice kid, but his name sounds like something of a Russian hired assassin. That guy. But we'll see with that team. I think they got a ton of talent. Two great guards.
Yes, everybody's afraid of this team.
big-
Everybody.
Judah's really good. You know what Judah could do.
Yeah.
You saw that years ago when I
That's a former
coached
D
him.
prodigy.
Yeah. Definitely another.
And
piece.
Edmund.
And then Edmonds could play. So that's a great team. I like that team. They could be one of the slippers out of that court.
They're a very big Cinderella. Not even
Yeah.
a Cinderella. I think everybody's afraid of that team. They all
Yeah.
have their antennas up for them.
Yeah. It just
Everybody.
comes down to chemistry in terms of knowing each other. The Mo D team has a little bit more in terms of familiarity. Obviously, the Tico team.
Yeah. This team is a bunch of
and
random
the
guys
Lifer
put
team
together.
hasn't necessarily guys that played with each other, but guys that I think will seamlessly fit in terms
Yes.
of that Lifer team.
Agreed.
So that's a fun division. You mentioned that's on 140 Park.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
That's
fun
Erwin
division.
Azar's court.
Right. Oh, okay. That's a nice
Yeah.
court.
That's the division to go watch
Yeah, I
during the
agree.
regular season.
I think between that or the
And
Adis court.
you guys, Larchwood.
Yeah, I think the Adis court's also a great one. And then the last one here at 54 Roosevelt.
Yep.
Right. So you got some interesting teams here. We'll go with your team last. Talk to me about one of the interesting storylines at this court, and maybe some sleeper team that you're feeling here.
Yeah, for sure. So first of all, we got the Eldo team.
Right. That's a funny team.
So Eldo's been bringing teams for the last 6, 7 years. He's only made it out of to the playoffs one time, and it was here at this court. He beat Mark Braha at the buzzer, and we have that video. We're going to post that. So maybe there's some good vibes here at the court. They're by far the weakest team on the court, but who knows what's going to happen.
Right.
He's got some young guns who are pretty good, and let's see.
Yeah, last year they played an interesting game in the regular season.
Yeah, they beat
against
Gwindy
they
and Mark
beat
Braha.
Gwindy, yes, and then they had even another great game with Mo D.
Eldo knows how to motivate young men. I'll tell you that. He's very intense, maybe even more intense than you when he's on a basketball court.
Yeah, he's intense.
So he gets guys to get up. And the one thing we always talk about is when you have these young guys who never played at Hot Shot before, you get on the court, you're like, oh, damn, these guys are going to be my butt the whole time.
Yeah,
they
there's
get
extra
down.
motivation.
You could feel it. You could take advantage of it a little bit also, but you can feel that. So they'll be coming with all that.
For sure. There's extra motivation. 100%. You're totally right with that. Just that extra motivation some of these kids have.
Yeah. And then you got the Sharifian team with Moyal. Those two guys, that tandem made the finals 2 years ago.
So that's got Le'Veon, Moyal, Sharifian.
Yep.
Eddie
Manopla.
And then who's the fifth?
Trying to remember.
So Manopla also stayed from the bachelor party.
Manopla lost his passport. And Toby Zafrani.
And Toby Z. Right. So I guess a little small per se, not really. Le'Veon and Shriffian have some size, but outside of that,
Don't have a true big, but also
Yeah.
don't have a guy that you could help off of
No.
when you are a big.
Yeah.
You know, looking at this team,
Right.
Sharif, Le'Veon, Moyal, and then you have the two shooters.
Yeah,
It's
they
not
can
an
play.
easy cover, and a very savvy, good
Yeah, we
basketball
always talk
team.
about Mikey Moyal. He just has grit, toughness, leadership.
Yep.
He has qualities that, looking at teams on a sheet don't really account for.
And in a 21 gamer, he can get hot.
Yeah.
Quick.
He just has good intangibles.
We
He's
saw
always
that
here
run 2
competing.
years ago that they made. They
Yeah,
bulldozed people
they
until the
lost in
finals.
the finals to the Slippers.
Yep.
Yeah.
But until then, they were blowing
Yeah,
teams
they were,
out.
They were
blew
phenomenal.
Beaton
and in
and
that
Teddy
game,
out.
I think they missed a lot of free throws, if I recall, against the Slippers.
I don't remember the game so much. That Freddie Sweater, I don't remember the exact how they got there, but the Slippers.
That was a fun team.
Yeah, it was.
That was a fun team.
It was. And you
right.
got the acute team and the Joey Dayan team. Very
Yeah,
good
the Joey
team.
Dayan team's a good team. I like that team. I mean, Mo Levy it's a wild card. It's a joker. You're trying to pull a joker card.
Totally.
And I mean, my goodness, Mo Levy is one of the all-time greats in this community's history.
Yep.
If all of a sudden he starts feeling good, he'll probably start slow, let the day come.
Yes.
That team could just win early with Mo Levy
The
playing
biggest
at
question
like
with Mo is
30%.
like how motivated is he to win? Because I've seen him come into tournaments where he's like, he's happy to be there, chilling.
But I think if he's here at center court at semis, for instance, if they're not really.
Oh, no. If he's in the semis, then he's locked in. I'm talking about
Yeah.
regular season.
Correct. That's what I'm saying. If that team can just start early, everyone else doing it, because Mo's just going to play a 50% lead, talk, guide.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, before you know it, that team's semis, he'll have his legs on.
I love this team. I really like it. I mean,
Yeah.
I like the guys on the team, and I also like the actual team. Jake Braha is the best glue guy in the entire tournament. He's always in a semifinal.
I always question Little Dennis.
Little Dennis, he has a bris that morning. He had his first
Wow.
boy,
Wow.
and his
that
son's
could be
bris
the
is that
difference.
morning.
Wow, Mabruk. That's
So he's going to be
unbelievable
coming
news.
there late. We're still trying to figure out who's going to sub for him until he
that
gets
could
there.
be the difference.
Yeah?
Little D.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow,
Little
that could be
Dennis
the
actually
difference for
chose to
him
play with them
personally.
over us.
No, that's unbelievable stuff.
Yeah.
I love that. So that's really a stacked division. You have three great teams. We mentioned my brother, and then two we mentioned, and then my brother's team. The last team, which is your team, the Commissioner.
Yeah.
I'll dive into this team for a sec. I mean, obviously with Dennis, bringing the brothers with Sammy and Josh, and then you, and then Phil. I like the team. You mentioned the qualities. You can mention why you like your team, but there's a lot of electricity on this team. I think if you guys can find an ability to work the ball, play with each other, feed off Josh and Sammy's offense. You distributing, Phil doing what he does. I think you guys are an interesting team. Now the questions do remain: can you rebound?
Mm-hmm.
Because you have a lot of perimeter guys.
Not a lot of length.
You're going to catch yourself in a lot of moments where shots are going to be going up, and you're going to have three guys on the perimeter with two guys inside, and your second guy outside of Dennis is going to be a guard.
Yep.
So can you guys rebound enough is the biggest question for me, and then can you guys guard attack drives well enough, because you're small. And a lot of these guys are going to be matched up with some guys that are 2-3 inches once they're turning corners. Can you shoulder guys?
That's why we have the big D.
Correct. Now,
behind
but
us.
that's matchup driven. You play into some teams
Definitely,
where
like I
Dennis has to
mentioned,
stay
the
in.
Sharif team you can't do that on.
Right. Absolutely.
Depends on the team.
So talk to me about your team. What do you like about it, and what gives you guys?
So what I
maybe
like
an
about the
edge?
team is the balance between me and Dennis, who have been around the block and back. We're both 20-year vets of the tournament, and we know how to play together. Obviously, we played together our entire lives. And then you have that balance with the young blood, the fresh legs that you're going to need throughout a long, arduous day. And then you have two bucket getters. Like I said before, with Doliak, in a tournament, in a half court, it's not easy to start generating offense, to manufacture offense. Guys are really physical, in your face. When you have two ISO players in Josh and Sammy Shabbat, who you could just say, go get me a bucket, that's a major weapon in a tournament game to 21, especially how hot I've seen a guy like Sammy Shabbat get. So I think that's great. And then you have Phil, who, again, has that familiarity with Josh. They played together since they were in diapers.
Right.
Josh is very comfortable with him. Phil plays above his size on defense.
Mm-hmm.
He's a really good defender, very cerebral player. And I've seen him in the tournament last year and in the Lev Avi. He plays above his potential when the lights shine. I've seen him obviously in Magen David also in the biggest leverage games. He's a gamer. So I like those qualities about our team. The question marks are the length. Can we hone in these guys to play? I know they're ISO players, but like to also play within the game, that's also another question mark. You know, those are very valid question marks.
Right. And now, okay, fair enough. I think we touched on pretty much a lot of different storylines, divisions. Talk to me, Final Four. You know, you have a way of doing this. You were running that clip last year from here to tomorrow. You were enjoying that moment of fame with your
I got it again.
But yeah.
With Mo.
Yep. So talk to me.
I'm not ready for this question right now.
I know, but that's what it is. That's what I do. So Final Four, give me your Final Four, and then give me your Final Two with your champion.
Wow.
We'll break this down right now.
My Final Four is going to be Gabe Leifer's team, Gwindy's team. Do I have to mention my team? Should we take my team out of the equation?
Okay, you could.
I'm recusing my team from the equation.
That's fair.
We got Leifer, Gwindy, Mike Mann, and I'm going to go Kada. No Mo D this year.
Interesting.
I'm not feeling
Leifer,
the vibes from him.
Kada, Leifer,
Doliak.
Gwindy, Doliak. The
Those
big
are my
four.
top four.
And who's your Final Two? Obviously, we don't know how the bracket will shake out in terms of the layout, so you might lose one of them because of how it shakes out in the quarters.
It's crazy because this Leifer team, you know, for me, they're going to be a hit or miss. I think they're the best team.
The day is a test
I just
of
don't
endurance.
know if Mark and Jamie are going to make it.
The day is a test of
I want to
endurance.
say that they're going to win. I just don't know. I really don't know.
So give me your Final Two and your champ.
I want to go with Leifer against Doliak, and I'm going to take Doliak.
Okay. Fair enough.
I'm going to be way off on this.
Do you think Doliak finally gets through? I mean, is that a guess, or what are you doing here?
It was a guess based on how good he was last year and how
Much
young
better his team
and
is?
I love their defense. I'm going defense here. Mike Mann is a demon on D. Isaac Towell, arguably the best defender in the tournament. Ray Jajati, long, quick, fast.
Mm-hmm.
Roditi is known for his defense.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
And who's the fifth there?
Kevin Haddad.
Correct. He can defend. He can do everything.
But offensively, they're a major question mark.
Right.
You have a lot of guys who love to shoot. And Mike's a big holder of the ball.
But
So
they got a lot of rim crashers.
you don't get a lot of rhythm with Mike.
They got a lot of guys who are going to go after the offense.
It's just a very athletic, good defensive team, and they have Mike, who's...
You got to keep them off the offensive glass.
My questions, I have big questions about the Teddy Cohen, Jackie Haber team, which obviously is, on paper, maybe the best team, but I have question marks in a number of places. That's why I didn't pick them to the Final Four. I think against a team like Leifer, I think they're going to have a very hard time. Like, there are certain teams that are going to be a major kryptonite for them.
Okay.
That's why I didn't put them in the top four.
Right.
What are your top four?
And then my top four, well, I'm going to go right there. I told you I already liked Hassoun and Kada's team.
Okay.
So I'm sticking my guns
One for
there. And I, by default, you know, I'm going to go with an outsider. I'm going to stick Mikey Moyal in there.
Okay, I like that one.
Okay. And then
I hit on that 2 years ago.
And then I'll go with Tico and Jackie.
Okay.
I just think Jackie Haber is just, you know, something.
He's so good.
Different proportions.
And those guys are going to pick you up 90 feet, by the way. I
And-
watched them in Lev Avi. They pick you up 90 feet.
Absolutely. Absolutely. They're going to pick you up 90 feet. That's a good point. They got two of them. I mean,
Two.
they're just lethal, what they can do, both of those
They create
guards.
havoc and chaos.
And then how you stopping Jackie? Like, when all push comes to shove, he is just, he's not normal. He really isn't. I can't believe how good he is.
He's sort of become the consensus best.
Yeah. You know, arguably.
In the community.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I don't think anyone could disagree with that. When you watch him play, the speed at which he plays
But
at,
he's never made it to the main court in Hot Shot. It's not been 2 years now. It's been like, since you brought him, like 6.
Yeah, I brought Jackie to his first hot shot. We talked about the team. It was Ricky Sutton, Jackie Haber,
Dovey Hoffman.
Dovey Hoffman, Eddie Linzer, and who was the fifth?
That's a good team, man.
Who was the fifth?
That's like a winner this year.
I forgot who the fifth was on that team. It was a very
I'll look
good
it up.
fifth.
If you give me the year, I'll look it up. We'll look it up.
A very, very good fifth. But yeah, 100%. That was a really good team. I told you they lost like 221-19 games on the Hatted court, and they could have been in the playoffs. But yeah, I love that team. So I gave you Moyal, I gave you Keita, and I gave you the Tico team. And fourth team, sticking along those lines, I'm going to go with Nakin and Velinsky.
Interesting.
Yeah, I like Nakin and Velinsky. You know how high I am on Mike Nakin. Yoni's a rim protector. I know they have some different pieces. We'll see how those guys blend. David Katan. They have bigs. The team's big.
They're big.
No, they're like grown man big.
They're big.
Nakin's big.
They are a little
David
strapped for
Katan,
shooting, as I think about it.
Yeah, they are, but they're grown men. They're literally grown men out there.
Their
Yoni,
bodies.
Matan, Nakin.
These guys are thick.
Thick.
Other than Yoni,
yeah,
who's
David,
a twig.
Yeah, and then who's their other guy? Moser. Moser's like the only small guy on that team relatively.
Moser has shown well in this tournament.
Correct, he does. And I mean, just talking relatively in size, they are a big team, man. That's grown man team. That's my grown man team in tournament. I love that team. And then finals, I'm going to go with Hassoun Keita.
You love this team.
Versus Tico.
Wow, all youngins.
Because that
all
would be
youngins.
the most electric final. That
it would be.
Get all the
I like the final.
Anyone between the age of 19 to 26
Locked
would be
in.
turned up, for that game. And then I think,
I guess the old man in me.
if a team like G got to the finals, my goodness, it could be crazy out there.
Honestly, I'm going to go out in here and say this. I may want G to make the finals over myself. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, that would be something.
That would be crazy.
That would be something special.
That would be
That
crazy.
would be something special.
I'm so happy that his wife's going to see him play. Like, we tell her all the time, like, you don't know what this guy was.
Absolutely.
It would be cool.
No, for sure. It's unbelievable. And I think that's what's just great about the day. I think you could predict it 100 different ways. I'm so bad at it because I love so many of the teams. Like, even when March Madness comes, I can't get it right.
We all know.
Ever.
By the way, I'm good at that, too.
Last year, I gave you guys
I'm good at
Florida.
that, too.
Yeah, you are. Last year, I gave you guys Florida
I
from
won
early
3
in the year.
brackets last year.
Yeah, last year I gave you guys Florida from early in the year. But, no, and then I think, just to recap it and wrap up, I think, as far as the teams in the divisions and predictions, that was unbelievable. But just, touching up on one last thing, which is just the day ahead, we'll touch on one thing and then I'll close, is just some of the different additions.
Yep.
We know the scoreboard and some
Yep.
of the seating, we had already done that from
Sound
a few
system.
years ago.
Yep.
Rules are the same as far as on-court rules.
Yep.
Nothing's changed there.
3 refs on every court.
Right, and then this year you added the padel.
Yeah, that's very exciting.
So that should be I'm looking where the court's, a little bit right over
That
our
is
heads.
going to be
That looks
a hit.
gorgeous. How is that going to blend
scenic-
with the tennis match? There's a final on Sunday.
Yeah.
They're going to stagger the times, I assume.
Well, that's a very good question. I'm not sure. Padel's going to be throughout the day.
Right, of
It's
course.
going to be continuous throughout
But
the
for
day.
the tennis, there's only one or
Whereas
two matches
tennis,
left.
there's 3 different finals matches.
Right.
The A, the B, the C, and then the doubles. So we're going to have to.
My nephew's actually in the C final.
Yes, Ivor.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's good. They're raving about him.
Yeah, he's good.
But I think the padel is going to be a great add. This sport obviously is exploding everywhere in the community as well. And you have like all older guys, like really prominent guys that we know.
So are there multiple courts for them?
There's 2 courts.
Right.
There's 2 courts.
Your
It was
house
an
at home.
invitational 16-player tournament.
Right.
These guys have been training every single day for it.
I would assume the semis and the finals are going to take place here.
At
54 Roosevelt?
The quarters, semis, and finals will all take
What
place
time roughly would you say the semis finals will be?
here. It's
here?
very tough to tell.
But between 6 to 8, roughly. You'll have most of those last game matches.
Maybe from 5 to 7.
Right,
maybe.
to finish
Let's see.
before the basketball.
Yeah, let's see. We have lights, so we're not strapped for time.
Right.
But we rather end it in the day, for sure.
Right. No, that'll be fun. And then any insight as far as the menu? Any different items this year or the same mostly? Burgers, hot
I know from
dogs?
last year when we were supposed to have meet last year before we postponed, that Ray was like so excited because he wanted to be creative. I think he's most creative when he does barbecue. That's his like forte. So I think he's sick of the fish sandwiches and the fish
Yeah.
Q and the pizza. So he's got his smash burgers and his
Wow.
fake cheddar burgers and his this burger and that and that. I think he's revved up.
Wow, that's awesome news.
You know?
And you'll have the Lighthouse truck here.
No.
Oh, because you can't because of the meat.
No, the Lighthouse truck was booked for Sunday from 1 year in advance.
Oof.
We tried to make him multiple offers that we thought he couldn't
Right.
refuse, but
So what's on the dessert menu?
we got a Rita's cart. If it was any year to have a Rita's cart, it'd be this year because you can't have
Right.
ice cream anymore.
Absolutely.
So you only
They
could
got
have
the
ices
custard.
with the meat. We picked the 4. We had a taste testing yesterday, actually.
Oh, that's what that was?
Yes.
That's great.
You
I
saw
was
it.
wondering what's Rita's here for.
We were all tasting like 9 different
Oh, that's fantastic.
flavors. And we,
Any cakes, cookies, different things
yeah,
of that
of course,
sort?
of course, of course.
Right.
Don't worry, you'll be good.
No, I mean, I don't
Maybe
think-
Rosie will make that apple thing that you love.
Oh, that's tremendous. I mean, who knows? If I'll be lucky if anyone yields anything down to center court. For me at
Oh,
that
yeah.
point. You know,
It's
in
not
the midst
easy.
of the action, it gets crazy. No, that's awesome. That's great news. No, so that's great. You know, I'm looking forward. You know, 20 years. I think. You know, the video, the build-up video was incredible.
Yeah.
You know, the time capsule video you had posted earlier today was unbelievable. You know, I think, you know, really just the hype. I'm telling you, I got put in a text message, just to recap and close. I got put in like a WhatsApp with like a few younger kids, like just hyped up, sending voice notes of like
Yeah.
the
Who we think we're going to win, which core with this.
you know, and also
like-
imitating my voice and this and
Oh,
that.
yeah, for
So
sure.
I
I did it
mentioned-
good, no? In the video?
Yeah, yeah. And,
I
you
got
know,
some credit
100%.
for that one.
Yeah, guys are all joking around, sending me voice notes. So actually, this year I'm introducing something new.
Okay.
It's a fan appreciation game. So one fan a year will get a game. He'll sit in the booth with me. We'll chop up the game.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a fan appreciation game because throughout the year I always get guys reach out, especially from this one group. So I'll have to decide how that who's that's
Here's the
gonna
big
be.
question. What are you going to do if the gold medalists are on the main court?
Well, we talked about that. I think the moment every year, new moments lend to different things. We talked about the first time we ever had defensive chance was with the Zevi Sama team. Albeit it wasn't a playoff game, or it might have been a first round.
It was,
game.
I think, maybe a play-in or something like that.
It was a first round game.
Yeah.
Against like a Mo Levy team. Crazy game, we lose, but there was that, and then there was the wild card first time ever. With the Josh Shabbat team. He lit up center court.
Oh
at
my
15.
God.
You know, that was
Inshallah,
just
it happens
insane.
again Sunday.
So it's just nuts how always involved with some different moment. And now this year, who knows? It could be the biggest one yet, where I'm coaching a team at center court on its way to potentially, you know, being a big time slipper. And I think we have the pieces. It would be fun. Jack Catan texting me on his flight. Jack Catan was texting me on his flight this morning. Called me when he got off. He's pumped up, ready to lead a group of young kids.
He was, wow, I got to lead this team. I said, no, you have a coach. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
I'm
it.
going to help him for sure. But he'll be leading out there. On
Yeah,
the court.
of course.
Yeah, no, that's fun. So I think it's just nuts. The fan appreciation game, I think that'll be cool. And then, yeah, I'm excited. I really am. It's 20 years. I can't believe how fast it goes. You know, so what's your closing thoughts, Joe? 20th year, 20th show. Not necessarily 20th show, but 20th anniversary sort of intro show.
My
But
thoughts
what's your
are
closing
that
thoughts here going into your 20th tournament? And how many years would you say it was just Hot Shot prior to the merger?
it was just Hot Shot until 2010.
Right. So it's been about
We
15.
still had other tournaments. We had a volleyball tournament and a tennis tournament, but
So it's about 15th year, you'd say, with the merger. With
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, almost. So it's been been an amazing ride. We spoke about it in those other videos, but my thoughts are that I'm not tired, and I'm ready for another 20 years. Really, I love this so much. I love this day.
And I ask you this every year, not to cut
Yeah.
you off, is just the last thought is, how do you personally balance the day of being the commissioner over, you know, looking over the basketball, the day in and
Yep.
of itself, all the missing.
It's very
time,
hard. I mean,
and
last
then
year
also
I was
playing.
hurt. Last year I was hurt, and it was way easier. I was able to go to every court, make sure things were going smoothly, go fix problems. When I'm playing, a lot of times, like I tunnel into my playing,
Of course.
and I'm getting calls, and I'm like, I just lost the game, like I can't focus. So it's not easy to have two hats on. Sometimes it affects my play, but you know what? I've been doing it for 20 years, and I gotta keep on doing it. However, I get it done.
Yeah.
I've won twice doing it, so. You know.
No, absolutely, absolutely. So, D. Simmons, voice obviously Hot Shot. I'm so grateful. It's like a fortuitous bounce, as I should say when I coach some guys. It was a fortuitous bounce being able to just come back home, not have to worry about missing. So many people were.
That was part of our analysis when we were trying to decide whether to postpone or not.
Yeah, it outbeat the meteorologist.
Yeah,
that's amazing. So I'm happy. I can't wait. And then wrapping up here with the commissioner. Our thoughts on what to expect of a 20th year. We're expecting a big turnout. I'm expecting the biggest one yet. I don't know how this building is going to be able to fit everyone in here. I think it's going to be bedlam. And I'm expecting one of the all-time best tournaments in terms of quality of play. I think everyone's just revved up. So that's my closing thoughts here. 54 Roosevelt, poolside, not quite center court. But we'll see you on Sunday, center court.
Yeah.
Be there.